Hello, Bobby Sherman and other miscellaneous human beings. This is SparkleDart here again to play this, hold on, I never checked out what the name of this game was. Oh, Kirby's Adventure. Huh. I probably should have known that before I started playing it, huh? You know, I don't know a lot about video games. I know even little less, not as much about talking to people about playing video games. I would never consider myself to be a video game aficionado or anything of the sort. I just like to think that I'm a guy who can make things happen, and I do like to... I'm going to leave this one right now. I'd like to think that I'm a guy who can make things happen, and by virtue of that fact, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I've always had good reflexes, and by good reflexes I mean like, okay, so you know, there was an exercise that you would do in like a math class or something where you'd get a partner and you would have your partner hold a ruler above your hands, and the partner would let go of the ruler at the same time he had a stopwatch, and by the time you grabbed the ruler he would measure the time that it took you to grab it, coupled with the distance onto the ruler onto which you grabbed. Basically what I mean is that he would hold on, this stage is just confusing the hell out of me. So, oh, I spilled all over myself. This Monster Energy drink's getting all over my hands and my pants and my shirt and my shoes. Ugh. Okay, so your friend in science class, he's measuring your reflex time, and that is something that I was always really good at. I was always really good at having my reflexes measured and tested and getting positive and overall good results. In fact, in my math class, I had the best results out of anybody. I had the fastest reaction time to anybody, and I know that might look like that's not true based off of how I play these video games, but the thing is, I'm playing as somebody who does not play video games. I'm playing as somebody who just likes to enjoy himself and, you know, have a couple of beers and do something new. Video games are new for me, so I'm just trying out new things here. I'm trying out this thing that somebody pointed me to called a Let's Play video, and the Let's Play videos, you know, I watched a couple. They were all very interesting, but I thought, hey, you know what? There's something that these guys aren't doing that I could bring to the table, so to speak. And that thing is talking about things that fucking matter. You know what I'm talking about? Ugh. I mean, you watch your guys playing this game about a bear and pizza, and all they're doing is screaming. Do kids like to watch grown men scream? If they do, they can watch my channel too, because I can provide that service. Oh! Oh no! See, I'm screaming right now, and I'm playing Kirby. I'm playing the Kirby game, and screaming all the time. And I guess the only thing that I'm missing right now is a face cam. But if I had a face cam, I would have activated it by now. I have to use my Logitech HD webcam as my microphone, and it can't do both at the same time. How preposterous is that a microphone can't do both at the same time? So, the last episode got a little bit politically heated, and I don't want to, like I said before, ruffle any feathers. So we're going to talk about this time as things that are fun. So, I'm a guy who likes to watch movies. What can I say? I'm a bit of a cinephile. That doesn't mean that I like to diddle movies, although if I could do that, I would do that, probably. So I watched a movie recently. I watched two movies, but I'll talk about them when it comes time to do so. I watched a movie called Lars and the Real Girl, and it was about a man with the autism who lived in the garage with his brother, who lived in the house with his wife, his hot, pregnant wife. Yes, a woman can be pregnant and hot, you misogynists. So he lived in the house with his pregnant wife, and his brother lived in the garage, and his brother was a bit of an introvert. They were always trying to get him out, doing new things, having fun, going out, seeing people, meeting new people, seeing the world. and just doing whatever they needed to do to make sure that he wasn't going to kill himself later. Because when when your family. When you got family, you want to make sure that your family doesn't kill themselves, and that's not so unreasonable to do, like, people get depressed, and that's what they do. People are just depressed all the time, and when they're not depressed, they're drinking beer and going out to bars and playing Kirby game. So, Loz's brother, Gus, is married to a woman named, the actress's name is Emily Mortimer, but I don't remember that. Oh, Karen. Her name was Karen, and she was pregnant. Can you believe that? So, pregnant Karen, okay, wants to get Gus out of the house, wants him to meet a new woman, wants him to, have fun. At least if he's not meeting new people, then at least meet up with them and stay friends with them, stay in touch, and just kind of make sure that one day they don't walk out to the garage and find like a man hanging from the ceiling, because that would be disgusting. Who wants to clean that up? It's gross. He probably crapped his pants. When people kill themselves, they do crap the pants. That's not just a urban rumor. That actually happens, and I would know about that because there was one time I went down to the lake Whitefield over by my Gram's house, and so I would have been about 16 years old at this time. Me and my brother Joshua, we went down to Gram's house and went to Whitehead Lake, or Whitefield Lake, did I say? Yeah, that was the one. It was a long time ago. I have trouble remembering. This is weird. And I'm dead. Okay, so. Excuse me. So we went down to Whitefield Lake, me and Joshua, and we went out into the water, and Joshua dared me to dive into the water from a large boulder that was placed pretty close to the shore, but close enough that you could climb onto it and still jump into a deep part of the water. So what happened there was I jumped in, of course, because I'm not a pussy. I would never not take a challenge like that. If somebody's daring me to do something, I'm gonna do it, because I like to prove that I am not a little baby girl. I like to make people know that they can't boss me around and tell me that I'm inadequate, Jeremy. So I do that, and my foot hits something that feels a little bit weird for something in the water, So I shout, "Hey Joshua, get over here! I've got something you should come check out." And he comes over, and then we start feeling around the bottom of the ocean. I say ocean like it was a big ocean. It was a tiny lake. It was probably less than an acre big. And I'm gonna kill this broom. Okay, so that did not work out for me at all. So we start feeling around. We feel something weird. We pull it out of the water. Wouldn't you believe it? It's a dead body, and it had been. So the body was. It was purple and it was brown. It was not any color that a human body would ever normally be. And that tells me that body was there for a very long time decomposing, and it looked that way too because it was all skinny and bony and didn't look like it had any muscle definition. But we pulled it out of the water, and you'll never guess what we saw. We saw this dead body had the biggest fucking turd sticking out of its ass, and me and Joshua wanted to vomit, of course, because we pulled a dead body out of the water. But as soon as we saw that turd, it looked like a foxtail. And when we pulled that dead body out of the water, we started laughing so hard that we dropped the body back into the water and had to feel around for it again to pull it back out. So the police show up after we run back into town and call them, and they say, "Thank you, boys, for finding this body. This is the body of a man, Ronald Oswalt, who went missing 5 years ago. Apparently he jumped off that giant boulder where you kids were jumping off of, hit his head, and died." And that was a story of Oswalt, I guess. So, moral of the story, weird story, is, did I really die like 15 times? Okay, so, moral of the story, if you're jumping off of giant boulders, make sure there's not dead guys underneath. If you're jumping off of giant boulders, make sure there's not other boulders underneath the water. That happens. It happened to Oswald. Oh, excuse me. It happened to Oswald. It can happen to you. If you're jumping off of boulder water, then it's probably going to happen to you. So what you got to remember to do whenever you're going out into the water is make sure the water's deep enough, first of all. I guess that would be the most important thing to do, because if the water's, even if there's a dead body there, if the water's not deep enough, you're still going to get killed. So it's not like a dead body's going to kill you. It could if it was infested with Ebola or AIDS or something like that. But I'm guessing Oswald just hit his noggin and died that way. He might have passed out when he was underwater and then just drowned, because that can happen. That does happen. It's really not that hard to drown. Like, if you get... Okay, so drowning is one of the worst ways to die, in my opinion. And that is not anybody else's opinion but my own. I was not paid to say that. So don't think that I'm, like, being a corporate shill or nothing like that. I was not paid to say that drowning is okay or that it's bad. I just think that it's bad. I know that because I saw a dead body of a man who probably drowned while he was unconscious. And, at that point, you just got to realize that life is precious, and you have to realize that there are pointless abilities in Kirby that don't make anything important happen. So, yeah, so Graham's swimming hole after that point was off limits for various but very obvious reasons. She didn't want us discovering any more dead bodies, even though, like, Graham, we already discovered the one dead body. What are the odds that there's going to be another one? I think you're just being paranoid and crazy, like a lot of people are. Like, with bird flu going around in the middle of the country, people are like, so, hide your birds, hide your ducks, and hide your chicken, because they're infecting everybody out there. So... I'm sorry, that was a very old joke. I shouldn't have told a joke that old. That was probably in poor taste. If you, you know what? You might not have even been on the internet. You might not have been alive when that joke came around, because, let's face it, Let's Plays are for young people. So, okay, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to end the episode. That's what I do. I end episodes. Nothing lasts forever, and that's just the way that it has to be. But, I will see you again soon. And we will fight the boss here, this penguin man. We will do that. We will fight him, and then it will all be over. Okay? Goodbye. Mwah. Have fun.